slice it and then just sort of pretend he never did it. And some people say, no, that's just a crazy conspiracy theory. You can't prove it. And I'm like, you know what? I don't know, dude. But enough about his life is like, he went from being, ooh, what an interesting, his life is a mess. Either way, you slice it. So he's not exactly a role model. Was it awesome that he was a celebrity? Great. Do I idolize celebrities? Fuck no. What did I just say? I said, do I idolize celebrity? F no. I'm trying to keep to the certain. This is labeled for adults only, mostly because I do drop more than one F-bomb on occasion, especially if things get a little crazy in the video game. Speaking of which, welcome to the show. Welcome to the pregame chat lounge session. We are getting to we're going to log into Call of Duty really quick, inappropriately, before we jump into Assassin's Creed Shadows, just to see the opening. Oh, no, I'll save it for later. I always have this tug of war, and so then to decide, I let it play out in my head, and then I forget about what I was thinking about earlier, and I forget about what I was saying. Real life, genuine endorsement. Your third option for music in the theater of your mind. I was literally listening to this earlier on my Harden speaker, beautiful round speaker. We'll go look at it and see what the F it's called. Melodic and progressive mix with Hannah, all caps, Hana, from October 15th, 2024. If I was made of bazillion dollars, and I would look you in the eye on my webcam, except we're doing this theater of the imagination gimmick. Hold on, I forgot to do the echo chamber. We're doing this theater of the imagination gimmick. Welcome. Sorry, that got really loud really fast. You're going to have to deal with it. I am a strange and dynamic, bizarre human being, and we are here doing something in a new fun format, featuring an actual microphone on an almost real and legitimate microphone stand. You'll see it in a minute. For now, just visualize the words coming out of my mouth and exercise the theater of your mind. There's a reason why we're doing this. Please proceed to follow along. Imagine that you went and looked up the title of that song. Hannah Room, all caps, Hannah, Hana, Room. And there's a number. Which one is this? But if you also just Hannah, oh, here it comes. The title is rotating back around on YouTube Music. I'm not in. This is a Hannah Room 192, and I'll just call them that. And I'll give you the full title. But if you type in Hannah Room 192, you'll be listening to exactly this. Okay, I don't know if that's gonna get me in trouble or not. That's a fun test. But as I was starting to say earlier, if I had 1/3, which is a small fraction, right? We can agree on that? It is confusing. 1/3 is bigger than 1/4, okay? Because it represents a larger slice of the pie. It's funny how the zero-sum game people who are like, that means less for me, when it doesn't, do not get that 1/3 is bigger than 1/4. 1/4 means you slice the same sized object into 4 chunks. And 1/3 means you slice it into 3, which is smaller number, which means more size of stuff per chunk. But I digress. Forgive that sarcasm. Pin on the corkboard. That's going into the storytelling. Clip that. So, Hannah, progressive mix, October 15th, 2024. It's brilliant. And it just builds from there. That little moment I just let me play a tiny, itty bitty bitty bitty. Please don't. If I had the money, I would hire her right now. I hope I'm not presuming incorrectly the pronouns. I'm not one. Hannah Room 192. Go look it up and listen to the first 4 or 5 minutes of that as I get ready to start this live stream. That's your interactive prompt. You can default to just keep listening. I'm going to play a random assortment of DJ Zed Muzak tracks that me, myself, and I, which is a triumvirate of characters that coexist and cohabitate in one apparent vessel, even though they can do things in different places at different times separate from each other. You only ever see one of them at once because you are a human individual and you can only perceive other entities as human-like individuals, and therefore Mr. Zeppo can only be perceived by human individuals as one person standing in front of them, even if there's a trifecta of them working with individual agency all around them. The others appear to be other people until it is revealed that they are a Zeppo, and then that other Zeppo has to appear as someone else to them once you're focused on, like, Zeppo number 4 or whatever. I digress. Pin on the corkboard. Clip that, Eclipse. Please enjoy DJ Z and Me, Myself, and I, The Depth Between the Moons, a dark trap, robo rock, discotheque, synthetica music from the literary universe of the Zeppoverse, a trifecta book series of 3-part book series set inside of a book series that has 3 books. Now, you have not started reading yet because you have yet to click on the links that you can find on solo.to/Mr. Zeppo. So there you go, friends. That is your complicated, over-explained theater of the imagination interactive prompt for the beginning of this live stream. Please proceed to do one of those things as I've laid out in my invitational instructions. It is, of course, voluntary, but if you're watching this live and you can hear the sound of my voice, that's the prompt. Hello to people on TikTok. Hello to people on Twitch. If you're watching this over on the archive, because I've highlighted this as my very first Theater of the Imagination pre-game interactive image blank thinky thought prompt, welcome to the experiment. Thank you for watching the magic movie loop highlighted on my Twitch page and or on my TikTok profile. Come on through. There's a longer version of this video that this comes from in the deep archive over on my YouTube platform. Also, there probably will be an audio-only experience version of this as a crossover podcast episode once I figure out precisely where I want to clip the segment. Thank you for tuning in. Now take a moment to do one of those 3 prompts whilst I take... It's 3:33 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. In just a moment, Assassin's Creed 7. But first, DJ Z, Me, Myself, and I. Insert name of album here. Depth Between the Dream Zone Moons. Enjoy the music whilst I'm away. Oh wait, I did not create a music track on here. Close. You know what I need to do? I need to pause that for a hot second. I need to duplicate this page and make a theater of the imagination with just me and the audio input for DJ Z and a blackout page. We're gonna call it theater. Oh, we're gonna all capped it. No, we're not. Sorry, I fumbled the end here. It's not super cool. I wasn't ready. I forgot to stage this page. I can't just drop DJ Z audio input into this actual page that I'm currently. I misspelled imagination. Can you imagine that? Okay, there we go. Because the social media page acts as jump through a portal into that thing. Okay, this social media page over here has the social media links. Ooh, I've got to resize those. Those look wonky on the TikTok side. Although that's kind of cute. I should fix that. Welcome to the show, folks. I am your host. Is this going to let me click on it individually? Maybe. Oh, but there's still... I think I'd have to go boop. I'll fix it later. For now, it's kind of comedically funny. But what we've built, there's no music here. Because if I drop DJ Z music in here, then it'll pipe through anywhere that I've got, and it'll double it up. So if I've got DJ Z music on any other page, and these link overlay transparency, it'll double up the music feed, and we don't need that. That sounds horrible. Becomes unintelligible. So we're going to go over here to this other page, Forgive me for over-explaining what we're doing. It's just that you don't really see what I'm doing, so I have to tell you what it is. Welcome to an audio-only experience, live, on stream, with your host, the incorrigible Mr. Zeppo. This is the new Theater of the Imagination page, which the Theater of the Imagination lies deep beyond the portal to the inside of your mind. I almost said skull. I don't know, what do you think is better? Take two. The Theater of the Imagination lies deep beyond the portal to the center of your skull. Which one should I use? Which one's more on brand? I mean, both are interesting and dark and mildly intimidating, but also, wait, what? Is that some sort of repackaged Hindu transcendentalism about third eye opening, evolutionary healing? Yes, indeed it is. It's funny what people accuse me of peddling, and then what I'm actually saying so dramatically different that it's comedy gold. All right, friends. Go do the thing. Listen to one of those three music options. DJ Zed is almost ready to play. I've got to add him to the source. Here we go. This scene will remain this dark until I return. It will be short, brief. It'll be half a music track or two. Audio input capture. DJ Zed. Welcome to an experimental new way of doing the things. And please do consider going over to YouTube Music and listening either in headsets or on a nice, beautiful sounding speaker or speakers for yourself to Hannah Room. It's Hannah Room, no S possessive, but that is also, like, she is the artist, so it is her page. Hannah's page. She's got a YouTube page. I believe she's got a TikTok page. I think she's got a Twitch page. If I had the money, I would hire her outright to be like, please be the collab improvising DJ music auteur that creates the soundscape for everything Zeppoverse. And can I just play? And if you're busy doing your own shit, can you just give me permission to play your Hannah Room live streams without it triggering any music violations on all of my feeds, please and thank you. Because this, what I'm about to blast in what is hopefully short enough of a segment so it doesn't get muted, is amazeballs. She mixes several things and there's layers there you didn't hear. So go listen to, waiting for name to scroll around again, Hannah Room 192. That's your option for, like, if you're into electronic dance music, other than what I'm about to play you, which may or may not be to your liking. Hannah Room is always good. So much so that it's like I wake up to that. When I'm fresh out of the shower and getting and dressed and ready to start my day, the first thing I do is put on Hannah Room and wiggle. I kid you not. It's good for the spine. It's good for the soul. Hannah Room. Genuine, honest endorsement. No one's paying me to do that. I'm not trying to be an influencer. I'm saying that artist is amazeballs. If I had money, I would hire them. I'm like, please let me somehow model DJ Zed on you and give me license to use your image. And if you're too busy doing stuff, let me just give me your music and let me do the work. I'll do the work. Like, just give me license to your YouTubes and let it be something that C-Tech Studio Productions and Mr. Zeppo brand, everything, has rights to play whenever. That'd be so dope. Please and thank you, amen, hallelujah. Pin on the corkboard. One of these days I'm gonna, like, man up and, like, write that email, but that day is probably not today. So your other option was, to recap, do the same thing, but look up Dave Brubeck, and the album is Together Again for the very first time, I believe. Just play that first track. Or even, I shit you not, I'm so confident that anyone, even someone who's not into jazz, quote unquote, that album is so close to perfection that even people who are not ready for jazz, not interested in jazz, will find at least one track on there that moves them, that makes them, like, that goes, ooh, wow, that just works. Somehow. I'm I'm sure I would lose that bet to some people who are like, I only listen to this and everything else is garbage. And they'll refuse to